incredible story tonight of overcoming insurmountable odds. Farah Khaleck, 17 years old, beautiful as ever. Then suddenly, her body starts deteriorating, fighting itself. Her limbs become numb and stiff. It's called scleroderma. Kind of arthritis has just literally been eating away at her body the last dozen or so years. But she's determined. She's strong. She has a spirit that tells her there will be a cure one day. She's here with her mother, Taslim Khaleck, the source of her strength. Now, tweets are just coming in so thick, so fast. Kennedy W. Nyoro, you say, inshallah, her pain will go away and she will recover what she has lost.
Inshallah.
Bildad O'Brien says, Farah's attitude is priceless. Indeed, strong she is. Allah be with her. Joseph Oyugi says, family love from Farah shows how society should care for people with disabilities. Sulesh says, her strength, belief, and smile is infectious. I'm telling you, man, if you know someone who knows someone. Oh, by the way, Asha Fox says, what are you complaining about, though?
What are you complaining about?
It's incredible. Okay, so you were saying in the break, you applied for a job not too long ago.
Yes,
Go
I
on.
did. I went for the interview all excited, got up in the morning, ready, took my papers and I went, got out to the office and waited. After a wait,
Were there other people before you?
No, there was no one.
It was just you?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, they are the ones who approached me. They somehow found my CV online.
Okay.
And they approached me. So when they took a look at me and they were like, I sensed a bit of like,
Yeah. Yeah. They were shocked.
Yeah, they were like...
They were taken aback.
Yes, they were. Definitely. I cannot forget. And I introduced myself. I sat down. The first question, what happened to you? Did you get burnt? No. I'm like, no, this is a skin disease. It's a condition. Okay. So are you okay? Are you well enough to work? And I said, of course I am. Yes. And this was last year when I was like, really, I need to get back on track.
Yeah.
Life needs to move on.
Yeah. What did they say at the end?
We'll get back to you most definitely. So they were just asking me, can you write, can you type, are you comfortable sitting? It's a job, you have to get up and down. And I answered yes, of course I can. Are you on any medications? Is there any problem, if you come to job and all of a sudden you fall down? And I'm not on any medications, I'm perfectly alright, don't. And I convinced them, don't look at my physical appearance. I can do the job and I will work very hard. Just give me a chance.
And
I went back home and I was like, I think I nailed it, but maybe they'll get 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, and there's no reply, and I'm like, okay, here we go.
Mom, how did she feel after that? I mean,
very bad.
That was last year, right?
Yeah, she cried a lot.
Did she?
That nobody will give me a job. What will I do? I said, don't worry. One day you will work. Don't worry.
And she's dying to work.
She's dying to work.
I want to do something.
She wants to do something.
I really want to.
And there's people out there complaining they cannot get up in the morning to go to work.
Yes. Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Like, what are you complaining about? At least you got a job, dude. I don't have a job.
And you want to work.
I want to work. I want to study. I want to make my career. I want to make my name. I want to give hope to others that even if whatever disability you have, you don't have to sit back. You don't have to hide. Don't.
Yeah. Has she applied for a job after that? Has she?
No.
She's discouraged. She just
she didn't. She didn't apply again.
Because she's afraid of the discouragement, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be the same all over again.
Yeah.
And I mean, companies should have some kind of, leverage.
Yeah, it's in the Constitution, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah. If you want to call it disability or people, there's a clause somewhere. What is it you would want to do, Farah?
I want to do media.
Okay, no, if you got a job today, if someone offered you a job,
Yeah.
what? Anything?
In the office, yes. Administration, accounts, I can do.
And
I'm
then
willing to learn. I'm willing.
yeah. And then in the evening you go to school
Yes.
and get that journalism degree
Yes.
and take over this job.
Yes. One day. And then invite you on the bench.
You can invite me on my own bench.
Yes. Can this bench survive all that?
You're funny.
I am.
Okay. Will she do it? You think she can?
Huh?
Can she do it?
She will. She can. She has a lot of willpower. She
Yeah.
has a willpower.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you have a willpower, you can do anything.
And you don't let the world get you down, do you?
No.
I mean, even with this interview, the rejection and all that, you still came back.
Yes. I do.
Wow. This strength. This is out of this world strength. Honestly.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeff.
What's been your worst day?
Oh, worst day, I must say. The day when I fell down, remember?
Yeah.
I was fasting. Some
You
few.
fast on top of that?
Yeah.
During Ramadan?
She does.
Sometimes I do. They don't like it. They stop me a lot. But
Okay,
I
so
still
what
do.
happened?
So we're shopping for Eid. This was some few years back, and we're shopping for Eid,
Yeah, Shara Street.
and we.
On the footpath, she fell down and she got her knee cut.
My
She felt
knee-
dizzy and her knee got cut. She got around 10 stitches here.
Oh my goodness.
Blood all over.
Blood all over her.
It was bad.
Wow.
I tripped and I fell, and my knee like split open. I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's enough. Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
I feel you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I got stitches. They cured. They healed well.
Yeah.
I'm
So you
grateful.
do heal when
Yeah.
you get cut, and so you do heal. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I do heal okay. That was the
What would
worst.
you want people who are watching you right now? What would you want them to think of you right now when they see you? What do you want them to think?
see this,
Yeah.
Don't see this difference. I'm the same person just like you. Don't see this weird skin or the hands or my teeth or anything else. I'm just like you. I'm also a human, and I love life.
That you do.
I
That you do.
And
Mom.
you should too.
Yeah.
You should too.
You should too. Mom, what do you think? What should people think of her when they see her? You know, all these kids who run away from her or laugh at her when you go to the malls and stuff.
Don't do that. It can happen to anybody, not only her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stop laughing or stop chasing anybody with this.
Yeah. Absolutely. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming on the show.
The pleasure is all mine, Jeff. I watched you from my living room, and I'm here today.
Do I look
Yes.
the same?
So,
Do I look the same?
yes, of course,
Yeah.
much better in person.
Oh, hello.
I think the president is next.
That's right. There
Yes.
you go. There you
The
go.
president is next.
There you go. Good attitude. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to it. Yesterday I had a chance to talk to Malala. I told you about it. Malala Yousafzai.
Amazing.
Incredible young lady.
Amazing.
I mean, shot in the head, almost died
Almost.
at the age of 15. A year or so later, she recovered, and she's still recovering. And she decided for every birthday since she was 16, for every birthday, she would visit a strife-torn part of the world. So she went to Nigeria during the Chibok crisis. She went to Lebanon, the Syrian refugees. Last Tuesday, 2 days ago, she was in Dadaab refugee camp. And she spent the whole day, her birthday, because she believes this is her rebirth. So, you know, she's a new person, so she wants to spend it, with people who have no voice. She's the voice of the voiceless. And when she won that Nobel Prize a couple of years ago, it was like she couldn't believe it, and she knew she was determined to tell her story. Incredible young lady. I've never seen a spirit. I mean, it's similar to yours. Very similar to yours.
Inshallah.
You know, and there are some angels out there. There are some angels out there. We're going to do that tape very shortly. In the meantime, thanks so much for joining us. Keep tweeting at Koinange Jeff, at
Glam by Farah.
At Glam by Farah K. How can't I remember that?
Why?
At Glam by Farah K. At Koinange Jeff. The hashtag Overcoming Odds. Thanks so much for joining us. Next week, please join us. Wednesday, Thursday, 10 p.m. right here on KTN. In the meantime, Okedi, all thanks to Boniface Magana, cameraman, who you're going to see on those pictures. Bonnie, you did a great job. And of course, our senior creative producer, Okedi, doubling up as my director in my ear. Okedi, this is your story. Let's go to that tape. Thanks so much for joining us. Good night. Good luck. God bless. God bless you both. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
How was the trip to Dada?
It was great, and so much has been done in like these 2-3 days.
Yes.
And it was great experience, especially meeting young girls, and because I could see everything on papers written, and receiving information, this is happening, but then when you go and see what young girls, what they aspire to do, what their dreams are, what their passion is, like you just can clearly see it through your own eyes, and it makes a big difference in your life.
Was it heartbreaking, or have you seen worse? Have you seen more dire situations?
It was heartbreaking in the conditions they live in the camps, and that they have lived there. Some of them have lived there for more than 20 years, and how some girls were requesting that their education would be badly affected if their camps are closed and they move back to Somalia.
Which is going to be the case. I mean,
yes, definitely at the end of this year. So they were really worried, and some were even asking that if universities could offer them scholarships, and they were asking that the government should definitely ensure that there are schools already built in Somalia for them, and they should not be forced to move. It should be completely based on it should be voluntary. It should be they shouldn't be forced to move, and I think it's their right, human right, that people should not be forced to move out of a country.
You spent your last 3 birthdays in what's considered strife-torn areas.
Yes.
Right? There's Nigeria, there's
Lebanon,
and now in Dadaab.
Yes.
Why do you do that?
Well, on my 16th birthday, I gave a speech at the UN, and that was the first speech that I gave after my attack. And I think it was the moment when I realized that I could use my voice to speak for girls around the world. And after that, I decided that I will speak out for voiceless girls who need a voice. And Nigerian girls were the ones who needed a lot of support, as no one was speaking out for them. The president had not met them many weeks, and I wanted to make sure that at least he meets them, and it was a good achievement that he met the parents, and we could raise their voice on a global platform.
And you talked to the president yourself. I mean, you addressed him.
Yes, definitely.
And in strong language too. I mean, you were pretty firm.
Because it was serious. It wasn't like a joke that girls are abducted and you haven't met the parents of the girls and you haven't announced any support. You're like, if you're the president of a country, you have a responsibility to take care of the citizens. So just reminding him of his responsibilities.
Yeah. You were meant to meet the president of Kenya when you were on your trip here, and you weren't able to. What message were you going to deliver? What were you going to tell him face to face?
Well, definitely Kenya has supported refugees for a very long time, so do appreciating what they have done. But now the country is at a position that they're closing down the camps, the Dadaab camp, and I think they should definitely understand that the girls who I spoke to, they were clearly saying that this should not be forced, it should be completely voluntary, and it is their legal right, it's their human right, and also that if they're not educated, if they go back to Somalia and there are no school there for them, and there is a clear example. There was one girl, Rahma, and she went back. There was no school for her in Somalia, so she returned to the camp to complete her education. So these are the conditions that girls accept to live in refugee camps, to get education rather than going back to their homes. So I think arrangements need to be made, alternatives should be there, and and also calling out international community to provide help, because it's not just one government's responsibility to help in this. It's also the responsibility of the Somalian government, the Kenyan government, and also international donors to come forward and say that if these girls are leaving back to their country, what are the arrangements? If they want to stay here, what are the arrangements? So I think it is very serious. There are so many girls.
Do you think we've forgotten about the girl child? Do you think we care about the girl child?
That's why I'm here, because there was not enough attention to this issue. We could see that there is a lot of media focus on the Syrian refugee crisis, and which deserves it. It is a serious issue, but then also equally this is also an issue, and children are children. There should be no discrimination in that. And so for me it was very important to make sure that this big population of this youth, we do not lose them. And I could see some girls did cry, and it was so emotional because they could not imagine their future without school. They could not imagine themselves without getting education, and they knew that they would be forced to get married if they do not go to school.
Yeah. Do you think there's a lot of pressure on you, Malala, you as an individual? You're what, 18, 19 years old? Is there a lot of pressure on you to do stuff, or do you feel this is where you were meant to be?
Well, I think this is what I wanted to do in my life. This was my ambition, to speak out for girls and do something for girls' education. And now if I'm at this stage, I feel fortunate, but there is pressure because issues are around the world and in many countries, from India to Pakistan to Afghanistan, and many girls are affected, and I feel it as a responsibility to do something from my side, but I can do one thing at a time, and I think time is a very big challenge. It's something which is not under my control, and I think I should use my time very effectively to make sure that I reach out to the girls who deserves attention and who need a voice.
After your attack, did you think that you wouldn't pull out of it at some point? Did you think that you were going to die at some point?
Well, before when I started the campaigning, at that time I did have this idea that I would be able to continue the campaign, but I didn't have this idea that I would reach this global stage. But I think, as I said, that the terrorists, they made a big mistake that they attacked me because the voice grew even louder. But after that attack, it was a stage that I had to decide. I could have said, I've done all I could and now let's stop it, but I didn't, and it was because I said I have gone through the worst experience I could ever have in my life. When you get shot, that's the worst. The people are there to take your life. But if I have survived, it means that the world is with me, and if there's a God, the God is with me. So I could feel that, and that's why I decided I'll carry on and I would never stop. And I was at a much powerful position.
What keeps you going, Malala?
People support, hearing from these young girls. Like when I go to these camps and when the girls say, thank you so much, you did this project, thank you so much, you have come here, thank you so much that you are standing with us. It just makes me stronger each and every day. And this is something that I will always keep with me. And when you come and see things on the ground, it completely changes your mind.
But do you get frustrated sometimes? Do you feel, look, this is so much, this is so overwhelming, especially in some of the camps you go to? Does it frustrate you? Does it make you say, you know what, I can't do this, it's too much?
It is hard many times because in some countries the politicians, they're not ready to take decisions, as we can see, and in some countries there are policies and the governments are they're not ready to think about the future generation. So it is sometimes frustrating, but my goal is to work hard from my side and make sure that I do all I can, and it's not just one time. I will keep on trying again and again. If the government don't listen, fine, I'll help. If I can help one girl, I will. If I can help 100 girls, I will. And if I can support projects, I will. And it's through the people's support, through the support that they have given to the Malala Fund, that we projects from our side as well, because I think it's our responsibility to do something.